Good morning, everybody. Welcome to what will be a beautiful 45-minute yoga class. Lots of stretches, a bit of strengthening, and doing everything possible to make our bodies happy and healthy. As always, I hugely recommend a yoga brick. Anything that you can support yourself near the front of the mat. If that is a stool, if that is a water bottle, a foam roller, a kettlebell, anything you can find, a couple of books. Today, I'm going to recommend you have a strap. If you don't have a yoga strap, a lot of people for some reason have karate belts at home or a towel. That works perfectly. We're going to be using it to hook the foot behind us. So if you are very flexible through the lower half of the body, then do not worry about that. Your hands will reach perfectly. Keep both of those near the front of your mat. Find yourself to a comfortable seated position, either on the knees, cross-legged, whatever you can do. Take a moment, close the eyes, start to breathe through the nose. We're going to take 3 or 4 breaths to percolate. So little movements that you feel the body needs. Imagine you were a baby and they only do movements that they want to do, only do movements that they need. So it could be a big stretch, could be rolling the neck, could be pressing down into the ground, bringing the hands behind. I've never seen a baby go into shoulder extension, but maybe that's what you need today. After 2 or 3 more breaths like that, we're going to find our way into stillness. Again, on the knees or maybe cross-legged. Just make sure your spine is long. If you're bent over, sit on something. Roll shoulders back. Feel a stretch through the traps. And as you pull your shoulders further and further down, you feel the muscles around your shoulder blades and rib cage engage. You're making yourself as tall as possible. We're going to take 5 big breaths. Guys, you can also, please mute yourselves. I can do it for you. Spot on. I love that. Like 7 people went and checked that they were on mute there. Just saw the scramble for the screen. And coming back to stillness. On your next inhale, reach the arms high to the sky. Maybe interlock fingers above the head. Maybe turn the palms up, still breathing in. Exhale, drop the hands behind you. We come to a seated position. On a breath in, raise the chest nice and tall. On the breath out, walk the bum further forward. Going to keep a big bend in the elbows. Take a big breath in to lengthen chest. Exhale, look to the right, pushing left shoulder forward. Inhale to center again. Exhale to the left. Make sure you have a big bend in your elbow and your bum is on the floor. Inhale, center. Exhale to the right. We're stretching through the front of the shoulders. Call this shoulder extension. If you love a push-up, a dip, a burpee, this will be beautiful for you. Inhale, return to center. And on your exhale this time, we straighten the arms, push through the hands, lift the hips high as you can. Inhale, lower the bum almost to the ground. Big glute bridges. Exhale to press through the hips. Push through the palms and the heels. Inhale, lower the bum. It almost touches the floor. We go 3 more. Exhale to extend. Concentrate on squeezing your glutes, squeezing your knees in towards each other. Inhaling down. Final 2, move with your own breath. If you want to let the head drop back, really open through the chest, go for it. Inhale down. If this is incredibly uncomfortable for you, then know that maybe you need a little bit more of it in your life. Shoulder extension, opening through the front, strengthening the glutes. Lower the feet to the ground, extend the arms in front. Give the hands a shake if they need. Inhale, reach your arms tall. We're gonna take one backwards roll to make sure our energy is all the way up. So as you exhale, roll back, take the knees to the head. Inhale, extend forward, reach up, and then try to touch the toes. Should go one more for good luck. Big inhale, reach up. Exhale, roll back. Inhale forwards and exhale, try to touch the toes. Cross the legs, plant the hands down. Find your way into tabletop position. Curl the toes under, press it back. We're in our first downward facing dog. Big bend in the knees, pressing through all 10 knuckles. Start to walk the heels out. Really driving one heel at a down at a time. Inhale through center. Exhale to the next heel. You can start to rotate the hips so it stretches into the IT band. But make sure all 10 knuckles are pushed down. Breath is powerful, always through the nose and never rushed. Coming to stillness in your down dog. Doesn't matter how pretty or how ugly it feels. If we're all at home, nobody can see. So press the hips high, push with the hands and relax the heels. We're going to take about 10 breaths to bring the feet to the front of the mat. So take little baby steps, and each step try to drive your heel down, stretching through the Achilles. Stepping forward for 10, for 9, baby steps, really stretch through the back of the leg. For 7, eventually you're going to have to come up onto the fingertips. For 6, still pressing hips high, and eventually feet reach the hands. For 3, for 2, and on 1, bend the knees just enough that your 10 fingers can reach the floor. So legs do not have to be straight. On your breath in, roll shoulders back, flat spine, looking forward, halfway lift. Exhale, pull deep from the core into your forward fold, pushing harder into the hands. Halfway lift again, flat spine, pull the shoulders back into their sockets. Exhale, squeeze forward into your forward fold. Let's go one more time, halfway lift, flat back, warming the back of the body. Exhale, forward fold, squeeze down, look down. Inhale to roll up the spine. Every vertebra gets a little bit of attention. We come to vertical, sweep the arms all the way up to mountain pose. Interlock the fingers, maybe turn the palms high to the sky. Push the palms up, stretch every muscle, every joint. And on your exhale, take your forward fold, hands back to the mat. Halfway lift, breath in. Plant the hands, step it back, high plank. We instantly lower the knees. Planting down through your left hand, push through the left hand. Inhale, right arm to the sky, so twisting to the right. Exhale, place the hand back on the mat. Don't let your feet raise, push through the feet. Inhale, left arm to the sky. Push through the right. Exhale, hand comes back down. We go through our first chaturanga. Squeeze the elbows in, tip out over the front of your mat. So elbows literally touching the body. The slower, the more controlled, the better. Chest touches the ground. Inhale to your baby cobra. So pulling the shoulders back, like you're trying to get your elbows to touch your hips. Back of the neck is long. We're not just looking up. Back of the neck is long. You feel a stretch through the traps. And on your next exhale, roll it back. Find your downward facing dog. Through this whole class, we're going to spend a lot of time opening through the front and activating through the back. Take those baby steps to the front of the mat again. This time only 5 breaths. Driving the heels down. Each time, feel Achilles, glute, hamstring, calf, everything work. When the feet are between the hands, they're hip distance apart. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold, reach down. We go twice more, halfway lift. So we're using our hamstrings, using our glutes. Exhale, now you use your core to pull down and press into the ground. Final time, halfway lift, breath in, shoulders back again, squeezing in. Exhale, forward fold. Roll up through the spine. Pull your belly in, give every vertebra a bit of attention. Bring the feet together. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Take your pistol grip this time. Squeeze the ears, make yourself a beam pole as thin as you can. So feet are together, knees are together. Inhale, reach higher. Try to touch the ceiling or the sky. Exhale, press your hips forward. We're creating a super light back bend by just pushing our hips forward. Inhale, reach the arms higher. Squeeze your ears. Exhale, push the bum forward. 2 more breaths. If there's pain through the lower spine, you've gone too far. If your elbows are away from the ears, squeeze them in. Open through the lats, through the mid-back. Inhale, return to vertical. Exhale, take your forward fold. Hands back to the floor. Fingertips at least. Halfway lift, breath in. Forward fold, step it back, high plank. This time, take your right hand into the middle. Sweep your left arm up, side plank. So I'm rolling onto the outsides of my feet, reaching up, pushing up, squeezing the bum. Exhale, place your right hand beneath your shoulders. Roll the other way. Sweep left arm up, side plank. We can't just stretch. We need to make sure joints are activated to protect them. Exhale, lower the hand. We're in the top of that plank again. You can lower the knees if you want. We have 3 more breaths to push into the ground. Dome the upper back. Suck your belly button in and squeeze your bum like you're trying to crack an Easter egg. 2 more breaths. Squeeze the thighs, squeeze everything. Maybe tip the weight forward. Keep doming that upper back. 1 more breath. Exhale, lower the knees or come through your full chaturanga. We're onto the mat. Inhale, baby cobra. Again, neck is long. We're gonna drop down 3 times. If you wanna come to your up dog, be my guest. Exhale, dot the nose down. So again, inhale, maybe to your baby cobra. Maybe you're pressing all the way to upward facing dog. We go down twice more. Exhale to the mat. Inhale, baby cobra. Maybe that full extension, up dog, squeezing the bum, pulling shoulders back. Exhaling down. 3rd and final time, think about a beautiful back bend if you're coming to the up dog. But again, if the body's not ready, never feel like you have to go there. And on our next breath, down dog. We meet downward facing dog. 2 breaths, letting heels drop down, pushing through the hands. 1 more breath. Inhale, right leg to the sky. Kick through the back of the room, really kick. Exhale, take the knee to the nose. Don't rush, keep squeezing it in. As you push into the ground, the knee comes further forward. Finally, you can place the foot between the hands. We're into this low runner's lunge. Hips are low, shoulders protracted. If you want to use your brick to give yourself more space, please do. Now start to breathe into the front of the left hip. Deep breaths. Again, if you want to make it more active, if you're feeling masochistic, you push hard into your hands, you try lift the right foot, just float it there. For 2, and for 1. Placing right foot back down, we sweep the arms up, we're into our crescent lunge. So again, lower body like iron, hips dropping low, squeezing your butt to try scoop the hips under. And then arms are either tall, but if they're tingling, you can pull the shoulders down to the side. Breathe here. If the arms are down, try pull them back, engage the muscles through the spine. Start to build that lactic acid. We get strong in an end range of motion, so that when we're forced to do our lunges, our ollie lifting, the body's ready. Inhale, reach the arms tall, 1 breath. Plant the hands down, Step back to your down dog. We take 3 breaths here to settle. I know the urge is to move, to pedal out, but try find stillness. 2 more breaths. Still pushing hard through the hands, trying to rotate hips high. 1 more breath. Inhale, left leg to the sky. Take a moment to kick up as far as you can. Exhale, take the knee to the nose. Don't drop it. Take a full breath in and out to bring it forward and forward. At the last moment, you place it between the hands. We're into this runner's lunge. Feel that opening now on the inside and the front of the right hip. You can press into the fingertips, maybe the whole palm. Just take deeper and deeper breaths. We don't even have to move. If you breathe down into your belly, you're going to stretch your hip flexor. Or if, once again, you know or you want to work more, you can push into the ground. Try lift the left foot. Use the hip flexor for 2 and for 1. Place foot down if it came up. Reach the arms tall on your breath in. Exhale, drop lower into the hips. Left knee directly above left ankle. If the fingers are tingling, pull them down into place. But we're not just stopping, we're pulling them back to open the chest. 2 more breaths. Can we drop even lower, find further range? 1 more breath. Reach the arms tall, breath in. Exhale, plant them down, step it back. Downward facing dog. If you're jumping to the front of the mat, take your feet together. Inhale, bend the knees, look forward. Step or jump to your forward fold. Take the feet hip distance apart again. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, ragdoll. So drop the back. You can rest onto your hands, maybe a brick. We take 5 breaths to try release the back of the legs. If you want to make it more intense, pull your belly in. Maybe try lengthen the knees. 4 more breaths. Or you could even grab your opposing elbows, relax the head, and try to pull the elbows apart. So you bring it into the upper body as well. 2 more breaths, wherever you are, relaxed or active. 1 more breath. Release the hands to the floor. Roll up the spine. Pure, luxurious rolling up. Shoulders finally come up. Tuck the chin. Bring the feet together. Inhale, reach the arms tall. Take your pistol grip above the head. And this time, squeeze the inner thighs. We're going to take a side bend. But the one thing you never do is lean forward. So inhale, reach tall. And as you exhale, take your hands to the right to gently push your hips to the left. Do not worry how far you go. You don't have to look like a banana. But your left armpit, your left rib cage, your left hip, everything is stretching. If you've dropped really far forward, that's not where we want to be. We want to be long and tall, bum squeezed. Return through center. Exhale, you can shake the hands off. So as we move across to the left, remember you're stretching right IT band, right obliques, lat, everything through the body. Inhale, sweep arms tall. Squeeze up, squeeze your ears. Exhale, take the hips across and reach the hands to the left. The more you can reach up, the more you can squeeze your ears, the more you're going to create space. If you can hear me perfectly, it means you need to tuck your head back slightly. Squeeze the ears. Inhale, reach to vertical. Exhale, shake the hands off. Place the feet hip distance apart. Sweep the arms up once again. Feel all your new space. Take your forward fold on your breath out. Halfway lift to inhale. Step or jump back, chaturanga. Lower the knees or go through that full yogi push-up. Inhale, baby cobra. Or maybe you take the full upward facing dog. Exhale, we meet in our downward facing dog. Whoops. That would have been awkward if I just left the camera on the roof. Finding your way to down dog. Inhale, right leg to the sky. Exhale, take the knee to the left elbow so it crosses the body. We're creating this twist through the core. Inhale, kick for the back of the room. Exhale, right knee to left elbow again. Try to get it to meet so it's touching the elbow. Then extend your right leg out to the side. Lower onto your bum. So you're now at this 90-degree angle. Reaching left arm high. On your exhale, press through the heels, lift your hips as tall as you can. So we're into our fallen triangle. It's almost like a wild thing. Squeeze your bum, push the hips high. The harder you can press the soles of your feet to the ground, the more you open through chest and through hips. And on your next breath out, place the left hand down where it should be. Slide the right knee across. We're into our pigeon pose. So right knee is only moved about a foot. We're facing the front, pressing the hands into the mat. We're going to take 5 little pigeon push-ups. So your right knee is facing directly forwards. Your left knee is facing downwards. We don't want to flop onto the side. Pushing into the ground. Inhale, little back bend, so squeeze your shoulders. Exhale, take a little push up down. Maybe tap the nose. Inhale to extend. If you can take more weight, you could even lift the hands. Exhale down for 2. Inhale for 2. Always use that back bend. Exhaling down for 3. Really strong, guys. Continue there. If this is too sore on your right knee, I do apologize. Should have said, you can also extend the left leg and just take the right knee across into a stretch. We're going to take our 5th repetition into those pigeon press ups. Inhale to extend up, planting the hands down. Don't just rush your way back to a down dog. Push into the ground, lift your right leg, and it doesn't budge, it's just floating. Right knee behind right wrist, right ankle behind left wrist. Can you try take it all the way up to the elbow? Maybe up to the right armpit. Then step it back. We're into our down dog. Want to get control through the hip flexors. Inhale, left leg to the sky. Squeeze it up high as you can. Exhale, take the knee to the back of the right elbow. Maybe try and get it to touch. Inhale, take the leg up to the sky once again. Exhale, knee to the back of the right elbow. And then extend it out to the right. That's tough, that is not easy. Inhale, right arm tall. Exhale, lower the bum to the ground. So our legs are wide, our legs are like 2 corners of a triangle, or 2 lines. And on your inhale, push through your left hand, lift the hips, take it towards a fallen triangle. Squeeze your bum, reach tall, and try to make that back bend. Push the feet down. Take 2 more breaths. Take 1 more breath. Place right hand back onto the mat. Let the left knee come behind the left wrist. We're into our pigeon. Walking the right foot back. So again, if you've got pain through the knees, you can now just take your left leg over and squeeze through here. Or we go for those presses. We have 5 in total. Inhale to a little back bend. Exhale, dotting down. Feel how the muscles around the spine and the left glute have to work. Inhale to open. Shoulders back if you want. Hands can lift. I've given a lot of options, so we might be going at our own pace now, but remember we take 5 repetitions. I'll take my 4th there. Exhaling down for 5. Inhale for 5. Planting the hands down. If you weren't in pigeon, you can bring yourself back. We push into the ground. Without the shape of the left leg changing, try lift it. Try take it up towards the elbow. Maybe all the way into the armpit. And exhale, downward facing dog. From our down dog, we're going to meet at the front of the mat. So walk, shuffle, jump, get there in your own time. Inhale, bend the knees, look forward. Step, jump, float into your forward fold. Halfway lift, breath in. Forward fold, breath out. Feet hip distance apart. Inhale, mountain pose, sweeping the arms tall. Exhale, bring the hands to the lower back. We come to our standing camel. So again, do not worry about how far back you go. Think about squeezing your bum and now pulling your elbows backwards. Press the hips forward. The more you push the hips forward and look to the sky, the greater an opening you'll find on the front of the body. Squeezing the bum, pushing hips forward, retracting shoulders. Maybe look to the sky. If you look up, extend your jaw. Stretch the muscles of the jaw, the scalenes. 2 more breaths. Bum is squeezed, chest pushed high. 1 more breath. Return to vertical. Give the arms a shake if they need. This time we're going to take it a bit more active. I'm going to make 2 fists. Press the fists into each other behind me. So that looks, the light won't change, but 2 fists into each other. Now press those fists in hard. From here, squeeze the bum again. Roll the shoulders back and try to lift the hands away from the bum. Really try lift. Shoulders rolling back, pressure still inwards. 2 more breaths. Good, so pressure of the fist still inwards. 1 more breath. And release. Give the arms that big final shake. Sweep them vertical, growing taller. Exhale, find your forward fold. Halfway lift, breath in. Step or jump, high plank. We hold in that high plank. We're going for a few side plank variations. So at any point, if you want to lower to your elbows, please do. Taking left hand into the center. Sweep your right arm high to the sky. We have 5 breaths. We have 15 breaths on each side in total. 4 more breaths. You can even stack the feet. Pressing tall, squeeze the bum. 3 more breaths. For 2. And for 1. Take right hand down. Sweep left arm up. Remember, you can always lower to the elbow. Stay with it, guys. Throughout, you know your body will love you afterwards. 3 more breaths. Squeeze the hips, lift them higher. For 2. And for 1. Left hand comes down again. Right arm up. We're in side plank. And from here, if you want, you can start to lift the right foot. 4 more breaths. Slowly, don't rush it. Lift it as tall as you can. Foot doesn't have to come up if the body doesn't want it. 2 more breaths. 1 more breath. Right hand down, left hand up. We're over halfway. Left hand is up, and maybe we start to lift that left foot. For 4. Keep squeezing, feel it right through the glute. For 3. For 2. And for 1, final on each side. Right arm is up again. And this time, we lift the left foot, so the lower foot, and squeeze it into the chest. Maybe even squeeze it in towards the left armpit. 3 more breaths, so the lower leg is up. For 2. Oh, come on, you champions. Beautiful. For 1. Final time. Oh, getting cardio in here. Sweep left arm high. This time, maybe we lift the left leg, the right leg, the lower leg, into the chest. Or maybe all the way into the armpit. 3 more breaths. For 2. And for 1. Both hands down. Go through your vinyasa. Or maybe just meet in child's pose. You could not have earned that anymore. Grab a drink of water. Do whatever you need to do. Roll the shoulders. Deep, deep breaths. For 2. And for 1. Find your way to a tabletop position. Taking the elbows together, palms facing upwards. So forearms are down on the ground. We're going to move towards a puppy pose, but the elbows are touching and the palms are up. Now walk the knees slightly backwards. Try to rest the head between the upper arms without the elbows separating. And we're trying to lengthen the spine. So I'm pushing my hands away, pulling my bum backwards, stretching through the shoulders, the rotator cuffs. If you don't feel a stretch, just check that your elbows are still together, because if they separate, the stretch will disappear. 2 more breaths. And 1. Return to your tabletop. Shake the shoulders. We have 2 more options for our final hold. For those who simply want to move to puppy pose, you extend the arms forward, rest the forehead, or maybe the chin, but I'm actively pushing the ground away. So imagine like your down dog, you're pushing. If you want to make this a little bit more intense, you can bring the hands to prayer. Again, elbows are as close as you can get them. Dropping the head between the elbows. Push the elbows away from you while pulling the bum backwards. So you're lengthening your spine, you're lengthening your shoulders. We take 4 more breaths here. You can find the position for the hands that is most intense, extended out in front, behind the head. But remember, the more you push the elbows away and pull the bum backwards, the more you will benefit. 2 more breaths. 1 more breath. And release. Bring the hands back down. Cross the legs. Extend them out in front. Those of you who have worked with me in person have maybe experienced the joy of our pike pulses. We're going to change that slightly. We want to really concentrate on some inner core work. It won't be long, but it probably won't be pleasant. So please try to bear with me. Planting the hands down either side of the knees. Really strong. Push them down. I'm going to bend my right knee and try to take it all the way into the armpit, but I'm not going to let myself lean back. So plant the hands down. Take a big inhale, and as you exhale, squeeze the knee up into the armpit. Keep pushing the hands away. If it gets to the armpit, then take it all the way to the nose. 3 more breaths. If it gets to the nose, cross it to the left shoulder. For 2. Keep reaching hands forward and squeezing hip in. For 1. And release down. Shake. So the more you reach forward, protracting, the more you can pull that chest in to compress. We take the left knee in. Exhale, left knee in for 5. pointing the toes, squeezing it back. All the air disappears from the belly. For 3, as you try to pull it in further and further. For 2, press the fingertips in. For 1, release the foot down. Give a shake. We're going to go for both. If you want to bring good habits into your life, if you could do these 3 exercises 3 times a day, 3 times a week, you'll reduce lower back pain, increase strength, increase endurance, all the good stuff. Planting the hands down, protract. Really protract, so push the hands forward. Both knees come up, squeezing in. Exhale for 5. Try keep the knees touching. For 4. Really press into the ground. For 3. Try give the knees a kiss. I know I can't, but someone might there be able to. For 2. And for 1. Extend legs out. Cross the legs. Find your tabletop. From here, we are going to take it into a lizard lunge. If you can reach your back foot happily, you don't need your strap. If you know the quads are quite tight, please get your towel or your strap and just hook it onto the left foot now. This saves a lot of fuss. So from here, I'm going to step my right foot forward. I've got my brick. It's super useful just to support yourself. My right foot is forward, and your choice is to either stay here, be happy here, or taking your left hand back, grabbing hold of that strap, press the hips forward, and if it's, oh gosh, if it's possible, bring the elbow up to stretch. So left hand is holding on to left. We've got so many options here. If this isn't happening, you can keep the hand back. If you prefer to reach for the foot with the left hand, go for it. We've got about 10 more breaths in total. The key here is you find somewhere that you can maintain. If you can force yourself into a position for 3 breaths and then you have to go have a gin and tonic, then you have gone too far. Got about 6 more breaths. I'm going to take it a little bit further towards the elbow. You do whatever you need. For 4, think about squaring the hips forward, so pulling left hip forward. For 3, for 2, and for 1. Wherever you are, release the foot down. We're going to take 5 breaths in a rebound here. So just, again, somewhere you can actually relax into this lunge. If you want to drop to the elbows, go for it. 3 more breaths. Start to concentrate on that breath again. Actively trying to relax. 2 more breaths. And 1. Just before we come out of this lunge, I'm going to move towards a half splits. So tipping the weight backwards, hips above the left knee, hands to the floor or to your brick. Squeeze your right quad and flex the toes up towards the face. 4 more breaths. Squeeze the toes up, that's all we care about. Imagine you're almost dragging your right toes back, your right heel back. 3 more breaths. You can bring the weight forward. For 2. And for 1. Plant the foot to the mat. Walk your way back to your tabletop. And whatever you needed, we're going straight to the other side. So if you took your strap on the first side, get it around the back, or get it around the front of your right ankle now. Bring the weight forward. I've got quite a sensitive right knee, so I'm going to fold my mat up underneath my right knee. Press the hips forward. And wherever you need to go, whatever you did on the first one, find that support. And we've got about 9 more breaths in this position. Deep breaths. Remember, the breath is your biggest friend here. It's not how far you can force yourself into a pose. Any big gym goers, athletes, runners, anything, this is going to be pure gold for you, because we get so tight through the hip flexors and the quads. And now that we're spending so much time seated, hip flexor tightness is just going to get compounded. We're halfway. So if you can take it any further, go for it. 4 more breaths. For 3. For 2. And for 1. Lower the foot down. Take 5 breaths in your rebound. So we're still just in this lunge, maybe down to the elbows. Find a point. You can relax. 3 more breaths. 2. And 1. We take that half splits. So extending left toes in front. Hands to the floor or the brick. Try to squeeze your left quad to straighten the leg. Doesn't matter how far you into your splits. Now flex the left toes up to the face. Stretches down through calf, through sciatic nerve. 4 more breaths. Squeezing left toes up and almost dragging left foot back for 3. For 2. And for 1. Release the foot. Step it back. We're into our tabletop. Removing the strap. We're going to take our final big stretches, and they're along the front of the body. I'm going to show 2 examples. Those of you who are on a yoga mat, want to keep it very traditional, stay on your yoga mat. I'll show this variation. I'm going to lie onto my front. Right arm comes out 90 degrees. Pressing with the left shoulder and the left hand. And I start to stretch the front of the right shoulder. For those of you who are indoors and want something that you can use the whole time, I'm going to take my right side to the wall. Right leg is forward. Take the arm up and press the right shoulder into the wall. And try look away. With this option, you can govern how much weight you put in. So it's a little bit more useful, but again, not very traditional yoga. We'll take about 3 more breaths here. Wherever you are, you're pushing the shoulder down to create more separation from the upper body and the limb. 2 more breaths. And 1. We're going to move to the opposite side. So I'm just going to talk at you while you do this. With your arm extended with no bend in the elbow, it's a very different stretch to a bent elbow. People will experience it differently, experience it better or for worse, but whichever way you went, left is down and pressing. So left arm up like a cactus. 3 more breaths. For 2. And 1. Bring yourself away from the wall. Wherever you are, we meet seated on our mat. Find any comfortable position. Find a long spine, so push the ground away. Shoulders back and long. And the same as we began, if there's any movements you still need, stretching, twisting, don't rush to get on with the rest of your day. When this class finishes, take some time to actually just sit and listen to your body. Maybe walk around the house, maybe stay seated, maybe take your Shavasana and let yourself listen to what your brain needs, your soul needs. But whatever you choose to do, we close the class, hands at heart center. Thank you all so much for your time. Thank you all so much for your energy. Namaste.